Mic check. What's poppin'? This is the Vice City Mafia podcast, and we are out here, dude. It's not that buggy, bro. We're doubling up today. You already know what it is.
Yes, sir. It's 444 right now.
444, bro.
Yes, sir. Ski.
I'm your boy Cross-Eyed, and we got Major Minor in the building.
And you know what it is? It's VCM, baby.
I like that intro we did when we were upstairs and we're in that room and we're like, "Wah!" Like, you know what I'm talking about? It was like maybe our last pod.
Downstairs.
Oh, downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, we got off lit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're hyped, dude. And I had no sleep that day. I think that has something to do with it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think you know, we had a topic, but like, I think real quick, I think when like, you ever not sleep and then you feel more energized? Like, you get past that stage of feeling like,
it's called drugs.
And then, well, without the drugs, like sometimes you
sleep.
You get that sleeper's high, I'll call it. You know what?
Yeah, I don't relate actually. Maybe when I was younger, but like that doesn't happen for me anymore. I just get very irritable. I'm mean to everybody, and I feel like diminishing returns. Like, I try to do shit, and I may think it's good, but like, to be honest with you, I haven't stayed up past 24 hours without the assistance of drugs since probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. I be like randomly being like, damn, I woke up at like 8 p.m. I'm not sleeping today, dude.
Yeah.
I slept too long. I'm gonna stay up for 24 hours and fix my sleep schedule.
But that's
like how my brain works.
But that's also because your circadian rhythm wants to be in alignment with the daylight, right? So when you're working night shift and then you wake up or you are full of energy at the end of the night, and then you go into a time where you're supposed to go to sleep and it's 7 a.m. and you see the sunlight, your mind is thinking, oh, it's time to wake up. But your body's like, nah, we've been up. Let's go to sleep, right? And so, I mean, that would happen to me when I was in the studio late night all the time. Then I'd walk outside and it was daylight, and I'd be like, guess the day started. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna eat some breakfast, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, we're getting it cracking.
Sometimes I like not sleeping. Like, I like staying up 24 hours, and then I'm like, all right, I'm up 24 hours. Because, you know, when you sleep and then you wake up, sometimes you feel like I'm going to have a lazy day. But when you're up for 24 hours, at least me, I be thinking to myself, nah, I'm up 24 hours. I'm not sleeping. I go, I better get some shit done. Fix our Google ads. That's what I do when I'm not sleeping. I'll be like, gotta fix the Google ads. If I'm not going to sleep, I better get it done.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Doesn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I love that for you.
Yeah, I love that for you.
But no, not my vibe. You know what I mean? But, you know, I want to start off with this, right? So I was talking with my pops.
Yeah.
You know, and going through it just because I love gutter hoes. I just love the bottom of the barrel. No disrespect to any female I've been with that just describes, but, you know, I love you. You know what I mean? But like girls that, you know, just don't come from much. And I like building with them, right? And taking them to new heights that they haven't seen previously. Also because they're easily impressed, right? But two, because they tend to be down for the journey, right? But there comes a point in time where they think that they can outgame you because you put them on to so much game. And I remember my dad saying to me one time, he's like, hey, rich girls got pussy too. You know what I mean? And so it begs the question, is it better to build with a girl that already has some shit?
Fucking.
Or better to build with a girl that hasn't had shit that you put on and then you guys grow together? What do you think?
I think it's better to get a girl that don't have shit, right? Because then you can kind of like mold them in a way. Like, because, you know, we had a pod where we talked about manipulating your relationship, you know, and I don't think a rich girl is gonna listen to you about money because her father had money. So she's gonna automatically think she knew more. Like, do I think rich girls will be fun? Yeah, I think, you know, if you want to be a house husband, I think it's like, all right. But.
No, I think it depends on where you're at in your life, right? So I think if you already have something substantial going for you, right, then they can add fuel to the fire, which is what my dad was speaking on. He was like, it could just be like their education that they have, right? It could be the respect that they hold for their father or mother, but for their family that provided for them. They will treat you with that same respect because they know what a solid family feels like.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like dating down for a man, like if a man grabs a bitch that works at McDonald's, he's going to be able to progress further than if he's dating a girl that like is already rich or
I
works at
disagree.
Vogue. You know
So
what I mean?
check this out. Nick Cannon was doing what he was doing.
But Nick Cannon's rich though.
Nick Cannon, but listen to this. Nick Cannon was doing what he was doing. It's all relative, right? Then he got with Mariah Carey,
Oh yeah.
right? And then that nigga became really, really, really rich because he said that Mariah put him in rooms where it just blew his mentality of what was possible, right? He didn't even know people like this existed, right? Billionaires, right? Saudi money, right? People that he didn't even have access to. And he talked about success being a snowball effect, right? Because you don't know what you don't know, right? And so in that realm, not only was he younger, but he was able to tuck a little bit of his pride to pick up game and then use it to his advantage to elevate himself, right? And I think that is an important lesson, right? So I think that often like men get trapped in our ego because we want to teach and be the one providing lessons, right? But it's like if your knowledge is not getting you to where you want to be, it's okay to learn that from anywhere.
Yeah, but not a woman.
But you can learn it from a woman's family. You can learn it from that woman. Is Nick Cannon's success any less real because he learned it from Mariah Carey?
I mean, I'll call him a little bitch ass nigga for doing that, but
Hey,
like, nah, I'm just kidding.
Bitch
But
ass,
he
bitch ass
got
nigga
money.
with 20 kids.
He got-
Let's see
he
Nick
got-
Cannon's
yeah,
net worth.
Yeah. His kid number is up there. You know what I'm saying? He don't pull out. But
That boy did not pull out.
I
But he
don't
can
know.
provide for all of them.
I mean, I could see the benefit of dating up, but like,
He's worth $50 million.
you know, the real question is how many women actually date down? You know what I mean? Because like we live in a world where women don't usually date down.
It depends on what dating down is.
Dating down, I'm putting in the aspect of like, let's say CEO and McDonald's worker, right? Or let's say CEO and stripper,
But-
because that could go both ways as well. And that's a possibility. That's usually what happens, right? So it's usually like CEO, right? Or stripper. We'll put it in that aspect. But just because that's what I see and I work in the strip club business. So, but like, let's put it like a man will get a girl from the strip club, but a girl will never go to La Bears. La Bears is a male strip
But
club.
that's because
for
most of
WWE.
those niggas are dancing for other niggas. You know what I mean?
Nah,
have
but they
to-
be dancing for females.
but
Like
they have
niggas
to
aren't
question their
allowed in that
sexuality.
club.
But that's not the best example, right? I'm going to say, like, what about a situation where a man already has something going, right? Like, let's say you're not worth 100 million like her family, right? But let's say have amassed $1 million, right? And then she comes into your life and then can take you to the next level, right? Because that's what I'm saying. If you're secure enough in your manhood, right, then you can date those women.
Yeah, but saying you're secure enough in your manhood is like saying like that's equivalent to like men that don't hang out with gay people. No offense, no offense to anybody, but it's like, yeah, like you could be confident in your manhood and chill with gay people. Nah, I don't think men should date up. I think men should date down. Like, you know, I'm
Then
gonna
you're gonna
retaliate.
be always. Then you're always going to.
But I take
I
it
think
in
it's harder to find a teammate that way.
Yeah,
I think you want a girl. I think you want a woman that has some shit going for her, and whether that be emotionally, financially, or from a mentality perspective, they need to have a foundation. I think because bro, it's a lot of work
all right, now that's a different thing.
at a
though.
certain level to get them on your level if they don't have anything going for themselves.
Yeah, like that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I prefer to date down in the aspect of money. But if a girl is smarter or more of a bookworm than me, then I find it attractive. You know what I'm saying? I find intelligent girls attractive.
I find girls with money attractive too, though.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
If a girl's balling rich,
I like girls that
I
have a
would
bag.
smash, but I'm not gonna wife her up. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer not to. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
mean-
I don't think women are the best leaders. So
But
I
you
don't.
don't have to
and
be-
usually,
but-
sometimes the money aspect is the leading aspect.
But
in
that's
a
what I'm saying.
relationship.
You have to be at a certain level too, right? So like if you have your own shit together to be like, yo, I don't need you. There's a difference when she has all the money and you have nothing. I'm not saying that you should be working at McDonald's and she should be a CEO. I'm saying that both you guys have some shit going and maybe her family is independently wealthy, right? And that way she is like helping, like, okay, if a woman has seen her mother support a successful man, right? And you are on your way to being successful, then she knows, she has a blueprint for how to help you, for how to behave in that situation, for how to be the fuel to your fire, the wind underneath your wings, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting way.
A woman that has like not seen a good father figure is always going to treat you with an air of disrespect because she's trying to get back at her fucking father.
I think. All right, look.
I'll put.
So look, my girl now, right? I dated down. Obviously, you know, my girl ain't as smart as me, as good looking as me. She don't have as much money as me. You know what I mean? But now her father isn't in her life.
Okay.
Right? But she was raised by a good mother. So I think the mother is important. I don't think so much the family wealth or success is as important, but I think the parents are more important. So like if I see a girl's mother, right? And her mother's like disrespectful, hood as fuck, then I will start looking at my girl and being like this. Is this how you're going to act? You know what I'm saying? Because I need a woman that's gonna, I need a woman. Now, not everyone needs a woman like this. Y'all don't have to attack me. Oh, yeah. Right? But I need a woman that cooks, cleans, supports me. You know what I'm saying?
Does
supports
your girl
me
cook
mentally.
and clean?
My girl does cook and clean.
Okay.
I'd never wash my clothes.
Okay.
I don't even know how to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know how to wash the darks, but you know, the shirts shrink like that.
Yeah.
And then my belly button starts popping out. I shrink them into the crop tops.
All right, I'm going to speak from my personal experience then, okay?
But my girl's mother is very attentive.
But I would say that more is caught than taught, right? So a woman can teach her daughter all day the right way to behave around a man. But it's different if a young girl is seeing how her mom treats a man, right? So if there's no blueprint, right? If there's no real life situation, then all of it's just theory. And when they get into tough times in the relationship, if they haven't seen that before, wherever they're at in their life, they're going to come up with their best solution, right? But sometimes,
which is usually the bad one.
Which is normally not great, right? Because a lot of things come from age and trial and error. So if you can see how a 50-year-old woman treats a man worth $100 million, then when she's 25, she's going to know how to treat you with 10, right? So it's like, I think that is really the best situation because some of my best relationships that I fucked up because I was a down low, dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
Was with some women that came from successful families, right? And, but I just didn't respect them because I treated them the same way that I would treat the girls that I knew needed me, right? And that's where I messed up in the relationships. Because for them, they were like, look, like one time, okay. You cheat on me, okay. 3 times, I'm already good. I don't need you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not feeding me anything. Like, I wasn't treating them like an equal. I was too used to treating them like I am the final say and nothing else matters, right? Because if you have a partner that needs you, you can do that, right? And they might get back at you some other slight way, but they won't say it to your face. Girls that come from a solid background hold you to a higher standard. And I'm not talking about your relationship specifically. I'm just talking about my experience for real.
Yeah, so look, coming from me,
Ow.
who's
Ow.
what happened?
Too much caffeine.
Oh shit.
Bit my lip.
So like, all right, coming from like my perspective, right? A young man who's been raised around the strip club business. I've seen whores my whole life. Not hoes, whores. Paid pussy, dude. That's what I've seen my whole life.
Hard R.
Whores, right? Whores is different than hoes. Hoes are free. Whores are paid for. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've seen whores my whole life, right? So, but seeing all these whores and these bad examples of women, you know what I'm saying? There is some good ones in the bunch. You know what I mean? You do find some good ones. But, you know, majority of them are not good, right? And I've seen that my whole life. So then when I see a good woman, I recognize it more. Like, I'll be chilling with hoes. And then when I found my girl, I was like this. You can work at the club. When she's like, no, I'm like, oh, she thinks she's different.
Yeah.
Oh, she's different, right? That's a joke in the strip club game where we're like, oh, she's different. She's not like the rest of them, right?
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
not gonna take
in
up her
some
job.
cases, it's facts. Like my girl happened to be different, dude.
Yeah.
I tried to make her a stripper before she even became my girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. Oh, okay. All right, well, then let's do this, right? Didn't like it. And then like seeing the way hoes act and then meeting my girl, I was able to recognize the difference and be like this. Okay, no, this is a wife. You know what? This is a wife. I'm gonna keep this one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep this one. This one's special.
I hear that.
So like, but living my life, I've been able to see the bad. And you know, my dad's not the best example for a husband. You know what I mean? And I saw his bad and I was like this, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that.
A
You know
bad
what?
example can be just as powerful as a good one.
Yeah,
That's
you go.
true.
There you go. So that's how I got my aspect, you know what I mean, from bad examples. And then I chose this route, right? So I think I think women, right? So you get the broken women, and I think they're able to see the bad examples and understand not to redo that. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
I may not be explaining
No,
myself
you are,
perfectly,
you are.
but like usually their bad examples teaches them to be better.
But,
You know, and then
But
when you
right.
get a rich girl or a girl that comes from a rich family and comes from a great family.
just because they're coming from a rich family doesn't mean they come from a great family, though. We
Yeah,
have to make that
but-
distinction too,
yeah,
right?
Okay, yes. All right, you're right. So I don't think the wealth matters as much as it is the family aspect. So
Yeah,
like
I
if the
believe that.
family's super
I
broken.
agree with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's like my main key on choosing a woman, or like if I'm gonna judge a woman without
My
knowing
key-
her, I'll judge her by her parents.
My key on choosing a woman is I judge her by her face, then her body.
I mean, obviously that's the first detail, you know. If she,
No, I'm kidding,
if
I'm
she's
kidding.
fat, no, but if she's fat, out of shape, and
I'm
she
kidding.
has a bowl cut, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna.
No,
I'm
the-
not even going to show interest. You know
The
what I mean?
truth is, at this point in time,
We need to bring back body shaming, dude.
I judge. I try not to judge.
I try
Unless-
to judge as much as possible.
I try not to judge initially. You know what I mean? I try to get to know everybody for who they actually are, right? And then I make my judgment, right? But I think that I enjoy being around people, and if we're talking about women specifically, that make me feel the most like myself. And what I mean by that is that I don't have to change how I speak, how I behave, what I want to do to make them feel okay. I can speak my truth, and whether it aligns with their thought or not, they're okay existing around me. And I want to do the same for them, right? So
And that's an important aspect.
so it's like, if somebody is like, oh, like you're great, but like this, and this. I remember a girl said that to me. She's like, you'd be perfect, but, and right then I knew the relationship wasn't gonna work out. You know what I mean? Because you're already putting stipulations on what you think I should be.
And that's usually women that come from wealthy families, right? That have a great father figure, right? All right, let's say you're rich, right? Let's say you're fucking loaded. You have a daughter. What are you gonna do? Spoil your daughter, dude. You know what
That's
I mean?
not necessarily true.
I will spoil, if I am a rich man and
But
I
that's
have a
not-
daughter,
but
I will
I'm
spoil
so-
my daughter to the point where it's like this. The next man has to equal out to the greatness that I am showing you,
But that's
or
not,
better.
But that's
you know
not,
what I mean?
Okay, so check this out. I dated a girl from Sri Lanka, right? Her father was like a Hilton, right? In terms of like he owned hotels all over the world, right?
Fire,
And
money.
she was an illegitimate child, right? So like he had married, and he had her like while he was cheating, right? So he had 2 kids that were older, and then her, right? The 2 kids before were sons, right? And anything like if you know about the Sri Lankan culture is that like boys, especially firstborn, are like given the world, right? And so he wanted them to run his business. But the savage was my girl. And she was actually a great seller and ended up becoming one of the best in the company on her own, even without her father fucking putting her in the position. People liked her. She was a grinder, and she was able to sit back and see where her brothers fucked up and not make those fucking same mistakes. And her dad didn't give her shit because he didn't believe in her along the way. So she had to grind it out. You know what I mean? But her dad was an incessant cheater. And even because of his cheating was the reason she was born, right? So the trip out, the crazy part was she caught me cheating so many times and was okay with it every time because she was just like, no, that's just what men do. Like, that's just how guys get down. You know what I mean? And like, I wouldn't be here without it, right? And it was a weird dynamic for me because then I started like losing respect for her because she didn't check me on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would have to go with your family then.
But that was my fault.
That would mean your mom would have checked your dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you're like I date like my mom is very meticulous about like keeping shit clean. Like I used to get yelled at about cleaning shit. So if the house gets dirty and my girl nags at me, I go, all right, she's doing her job. That's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to nag she's supposed to nag at the man when the house is dirty. I didn't clean dishes. And I don't think nothing of it. I think, yeah, for sure, I'm supposed to. Yeah, for sure. I give her no backlash. I'd be like, yep.
Well, that's how you were raised.
That's how I was raised. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
See,
saying?
if
I actually prefer my woman check me. You know what I'm saying? I prefer my woman to check me on certain things, especially cleaning.
I don't like being checked on shit. Man.
I don't like being checked about money, but I like being checked about like.
That's because you're good with it, though.
Yeah. Anyone checks me on money, I'll be like, no, dude, you don't know. Like, and again, I dated down. So if my girl checks me on money, I'll be like, nigga, you don't know money. I got money. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got no bread. I got bread.
You ain't got no bread, dude. I got bread, dude. I put you in a position to make bread, dude. So, you know, that's where that goes.
I mean, I think I do think we're like not slaves, but like we are our habits, right? And our habits a lot of times do come from the household, right? So it is important to look at how somebody was raised before you get with them, right? I'll often ask a woman like, what's your relationship like with your family? You know what I mean? Because you can learn so much about them based on that, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't communicate with my dad. Damn, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have a great relationship with my mom. Okay. Right?
Yeah. Usually if they don't have a great relationship with their dad, they're not ones to, right? They're not gonna take, all right, let's say.
You're not gonna take criticism well.
They're not gonna take criticism well, and they're not gonna take cheating well. Like if you cheat on a girl that's not cool with her dad, she's probably gonna break up with you right after that.
Or,
you know what I'm saying?
Or cheat back, right?
Cheat back.
Because they have deep feelings of abandonment already.
Yeah.
Right? So when you go and breach their trust, they're gonna sit with it forever.
Yeah, and you'll never lose that, especially with a girl that doesn't like communicate with her father.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
And now a girl that communicates with her father, sadly, probably cheat on her and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like, no, because she's more about the home.
Yes,
than she is about her personal self.
I think it all has to do with your self-worth, right? I think it has to be like, what are you valuing the most, right? So are you valuing like staying together?
Yeah.
Over everything because that's what you saw your family do? Are you valuing your self like desires over everything? Like is you being happy more important than everything.
And
right?
if there's a woman out there that thinks she's gonna marry someone and be happy all the time, that's why the divorce rate is so fucking high. Because women have this idea, right? Since they don't communicate with their father or their mother's divorce, you know?
I blame TV shows and movies, bro, and
Yeah,
rom-coms.
bro, because it paints a false picture, you know what I'm saying? And especially like, you know, I'm blessed to have both my grandparents in my life who've been married for like 50 plus years. So I see marriage that could work, right? And then I ask questions. I'm like, oh, you guys argue, you know? And I see them they don't separate. So that's the aspect I have, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just about making a decision, right? Because like with 8 billion people in the world, internet exists, Neuralink,
Yeah, like you're always gonna find someone new. You know what I'm saying? So,
but-
and no one's gonna be perfect.
at some point in time, you have to trade novelty for loyalty, right? You have to trade a new experience for a loyal experience, right? Because sure, is a new hookup exciting? Yeah, but eventually that person's gonna know all your bullshit anyways. And so it's like, who are you deciding
Yeah.
to build that life with, man?
Yeah, it's more. I think loyalty is more important than the fantasy aspect of it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, if you don't, like, there, you know, there's even niggas as well, right? So sometimes men also fall into this shit where they're like, you know, like they're willing to cheat on their girl for like a nut. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's wrong too, because dog, you're cheating on your girl for a nut, so you're risking trading you're risking having this fantasy over the loyalty you have at home. You know what I'm saying?
But
I think loyalty is more important than love and all that shit.
I think sometimes the lust is a powerful driver. And when you are not addressing problems that you're having in the household, right? Like let's say you're getting yelled at, you're tired of the fighting and shit like that. When you see a new woman that you don't have any of those hangups with, you want the free sex. Like I'm not talking about free price. I'm talking about emotional freedom with the sex. I think that happens.
Yeah, because you're not gonna grab your wife and slut her out like you'll do a whore on the side of the street.
Or
you know
just
what I mean?
like she's used to your dick, nigga. You know what I mean? Like how many positions have you put her in over the years, right?
Yeah.
And so this girl, it's all new, right? But does it make it right? Does it make it right?
No.
You know?
I don't think so.
I don't know, but niggas have been doing it for years.
That's facts.
You know what I mean?
And with that, and we're animals, dude. We're supposed to go out and just fucking wreck bitches, dude. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to spread our seed, dude. That's why we can make 20 babies that same year and women can only possibly make one.
Yeah, I mean, you can make thousands of babies.
Women can only make one a year, dude.
You saw that nigga that artificially inseminated like 1,000 women?
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
It's wild. And with that, we out. VCM.